Alright, what's going on, everybody? Long time no see. Obviously, I've been pretty busy with the wedding and everything. Sorry I couldn't get a video. I guess it's been about 2 weeks now. But here we are, week 6. A lot of stuff's going on today. Uh, as you can tell, you boys in his jersey. Big things happening for my team. I guess big things happening for Tibbs' team. And then Rick's pretty much got a whole new squad, too. So we'll get into all that. We'll look at last week. And then we'll look at this week, upcoming week's matchups, check in on our side pot for highest overall points minus, I guess, Wade and Adam, and then look at the playoff bracket a little bit. And then I'm gonna put up a new poll. It's got to do with the trades a little bit. But other than that, I'm trying to make this about a 30-minute video. As you can tell, I'm about 30 minutes from kickoff of the Thursday night game, so we'll just get right into it. We'll go over the trades first. So you can see this morning, or not really this morning, but this afternoon, Rick traded Josh Allen, Zay Jones, Mike Williams, Juju for Jerry Jeudy, J.K. Dobbins, Deebo Samuel, and Tony Pollard. Rick real weak at running back right now, or was real weak at running back, still is. I think all he really gets out of it is J.K. Dobbins, and then a backup running back in Tony Pollard. Obviously one of the better backups in the league, but still, I mean, I think he's probably projected about 10 points on a week-to-week basis. He's not like Kareem Hunt this year so far, I don't think. But I mean, good production. If he gets the touchdowns, you just can't have weeks like this. You know, that's gonna kill you. If you're planning on starting him as your running back 2, you get 3 and 5. I mean, that's rough. I mean, he had a long run in this one. Without that, he's got 8, 16. No long run. It's just a good week. 9, 15. Without the touchdowns, though, I mean, he's heading about right there. But still, I mean, a top 1 or 2 backup in the league, so not bad. 25th overall in his position. It's rough having to start him at running back 2. But gets rid of Josh Allen, the GOAT. Tibbs picks up Josh Allen. And then immediately, me and Tibbs make a trade. I mean, this went through at 6:33, 4 minutes later. Trade accepted. I trade A.J. Brown, Dalvin Cook, and the handcuff for insurance purposes. And I get Josh Allen, Mike Williams, and James Robinson. James Robinson a little bit down right now, but potentially could be running back 1 still in Jacksonville. I mean, they're kind of doing a little share. I don't know. I think he's a guy too that's, I think here lately he's had like a 8-point week maybe. And yeah. So hopefully we can see more of this. Get the ball away from ETN a little bit. But still yet, I don't have to start him on my team. I'm definitely receiver heavy now. Besides Chubb and Hunt, I'm going to have to start 2 running backs out of the same backfield, which normally you would say is an awful strategy, but with them 2, it might not be that bad. Kind of hope Hunt gets traded somewhere. Don't think that's going to happen either. I don't know. You never know. But we'll see how it works out for me. I had to do something. I mean, worst record in the league. I think I'm top 5 in overall points though, but still 1 and 4. The outright 12th seed. Got to make something happen. So, anyways, let's get into last week's matchups. I forgot how to do this. It's been so long. Week 5. All right. Put this up here. So you see me and Hunter, or me and Jared, close matchup. Could have gone either way. Obviously, he had Gabe Davis on the bench. We had a hell of a matchup in our kickers. I think mine missed, 2 field goals? Yeah, missed 2 field goals. We got 3 extra points. Jared's Kicker missed 2 field goals with no extra points. Rough day for our kickers. Defenses didn't do much. Darren Waller played 6 snaps, I believe. AJ Brown and Monroe's still coming off that ankle. We need to get him healthy. They're on a bye week this week. Hopefully, week 7 comes back and Monroe's good to go. Because obviously I'm not gonna have AJ. I will have DeAndre though. He'll be back week 7. Hopefully they don't have a bye week 7, do they? Oh no, we're good. So we got DeAndre for a good stretch there. DeAndre comes back week 7. Then I'll have Mike Williams too. I can flex. Still probably gonna have Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt unless Cam Akers or James Robinson, something drastic happens there to where I got to start one over Kareem. Don't see that happening. But I mean, really, I'm getting 52 points out of the 2 running backs here. You're pretty much looking at a 25 split on 2 running backs. I'll live with that every day. I love that. Alvin Kamara finally came out of his shell. I'm with Jared though. I don't think Kamara continues to have a bad year. I think he gets too many touches down there to not be a great fantasy player. Mixon and that whole offense is going to start get going, in my opinion. I kind of understand why Tibbs wanted to hold on to the Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase combo and get rid of Allen. Just use him for trade bait. Stevenson had an amazing game. Without his production, I win. Or if I get more out of AJ Brown here or Monroe, I win. Jared Goff 6 points. I mean, what are you supposed to do here? Still only lose by 5, but something's got to give with my team. Still on the bench, not much. Hayden Hurst 17. I think he's going to starting Hayden Hurst over Darren Waller. Wouldn't be a bad plan. And then not much going on my bench. Russell Wilson had 10. Would have got me 4 extra points. Still lose, but yeah. I don't think I could have made any more strides anywhere else. So on to the next one. Billy Jack, I think for the 2nd week in a row, gets like 190 because I think I played him the week before this. He dropped like 196 on me. Of course, if you play me, so this week Hunter's probably going to have 200 points. Just know if you play me, you're gonna put up a lot of points. Jared did not, but I don't think Jared's put up a whole lot of points all year long. Anyways, Pat Mahomes with 31, Derrick Henry with 37, Leonard Fournette with 39, DK with 25, pretty much. Amari Cooper with 20. I mean, you love to see this. This is called I will not be beat this week. On the flip side, Zach's team has seemed to cool down a little bit. Obviously, that's a big loss. Any week you can't start Jonathan Taylor, you know it's going to be a rough one for you. Don't love starting Buffalo running backs right now. I mean, through the years, they just don't get, they don't get the touches. They don't get over 100 yards. It's just not in the game plan. I think Montgomery was back this week, so Herbert back to he's a backup running back. It's hard to start him. I don't think, you could have put James Cook in, but really he's had like max 2 fantasy points year round. Just not much running back depth here for old Zach. Brandon Cooks with 6. Tyreek with 13. They're struggling without a quarterback out there. Tyler Lockett with the big 33. Shout out Gino. Mark Andrews. You can probably get that out of him about every week. Defensive kicker did good for him, but yeah, I mean, if you play a guy that drops 194, you're done. You're not gonna win. Good matchup over here. Rick, even though his team's rough, I mean, he's still putting up points. Well, because he's getting 60 out of Josh Allen, but he got rid of him. See if that helps or hurts him overall in the year. I know he's projected like 107, I think, this week, but still gets a loss to the only undefeated team in our league, Adam, who might possibly the best team in the league. I don't know. There's 3 or 4 teams that I think are pretty elite right now. I think him, Billy, Wade, um, who else? Him, Billy, Wade. I think my team's up there, honestly. There's probably one that I'm leaving out. Um, maybe Zach if he gets healthy. Uh, but other than that, him, Billy, and Wade, or him, Billy, and Wade, yeah, are probably top dogs right now. Let's look at what he has. Flex and receivers, not really. Like, that doesn't blow you out of the water, especially with the tight end, too. But Jalen Hurts, 31. He gets a lot of points, a lot of red zone, 5 yards and in touches to get rushing touchdowns for your quarterback. You got to love that. Saquon having a great year. I wish he'd have done that last year when I drafted him, number 3 overall, taking a risk on him. But I was just a year behind, or a year too early, I mean. Cooper Kupp, 36. That Rams offense does nothing, but Cooper Kupp still gets like 15 catches for 150 yards. So love to see that. If you're at him, even when they struggle, he still does well. Edwards-Helaire, I don't think any of the running backs in KC did anything. But they started running, what's his name, this past week? McKinnon, is it McKinnon? I forget. I know Pinchenko didn't, however you say his name, he didn't do nothing the past couple of weeks. Pitt's obviously out this week. It's not like he does anything anyways. Etienne at 17. Like I said, it's hard to tell who's going to be the guy in that Jacksonville backfield. Over here, nothing on this bench, which you wouldn't expect because it's Rick's. Pickens with 14. Defense, kicker, I mean, solid points right there with 36 points. And then Mike Williams, 26, obviously doesn't have him anymore. Doesn't have 60 that he got out of Josh Allen, so Rick traded away, 82 points right here? Is that what I'm looking at? 83 points, pretty much. He traded away. Gotta do what you gotta do. That's all there is to it. But yeah, I don't see. I don't know. It's hard when you take the injuries that Rick's taken and still being able to trade and succeed. I mean, there's only so much you can do. He had to do something, but it's just hard. It is. Over here we had Baker taking down Duty. Pretty close matchup. I know Baker was holding his breath at the end because my man Josh Jacobs has been balling. Pretty much like they were saying in the group chat. Ever since they made that trade, both Eckler and Jacobs have been tearing it up. Mike Evans with, decent little 12. Olave with 15. He's been playing real well down there. Might end up being the number 1. Option, James Conner didn't do nothing. Zach Wilson didn't do nothing. Zeke on the bench with 13. Benjamin on the bench with 16.3. So, kind of a funky place with his running back situation. He's got the handcuff here, but it's not like he's a viable option. He's still got to start James Conner. He's the stud back there, but he gets hurt. Been known to be a guy that gets hurt. Over here, you got Najee not doing nothing. Dameon Pierce, who has been I know we kind of messed with Baker early on, but that has been the trade of the year so far. Maybe up until these trades that just happened. But Baker made it work. Got a great running back who has been a handful in fantasy. I mean, he's been doing his thing. Jeff Wilson Jr. had about 28. Good week here for Baker. Bench isn't too bad either. You got Seattle's running back. I mean, Baker's turned it around and has a pretty solid team, to be honest with you. Not in love with his receivers. I think he could trade one of his 12 running backs, and obviously some of these guys aren't gonna warrant much, but he could kind of bundle up some of them running backs he's got, get him some receivers, or another receiver at least. Rough week for Tibbs. Could see why he was making trades. Montgomery with 21. I know he's happy to see that. James Robinson with 8. Got rid of him. Ja'Marr Chase, I think he steps it up. Him and Burrow both. I think you can see 20 plus out of Burrow, 20 plus out of Chase usually on a week. Debo didn't do a whole lot. Got rid of him. Hawkinson did he get hurt? That is just part of that shit show that they had this past week in New England. Dobbins didn't do much. Got rid of him. So now he's going to have Dalvin Cook, David Montgomery, Ja'Marr Chase, A.J. Brown, T.J., don't know who he's going to flex. I can't really put his team together based on last week, but we'll see it in next week's. He's going to have a good team. Might be one of the better teams too now after the trades. On the flip side, Hunter, Christian McCaffrey gave him good points. Travis Kelce obviously with like 27 yards receiving, but 4 touchdowns, gave him good points. Marquise Brown, good for now. I don't know what happens once D-Hop comes back. If he keeps the production up, we'll see. He might. I mean, there's enough touches for 2 receivers on a team to both go off. Devontae Smith's been doing real well. Obviously, he got them on the waiver wire after Duty dropped him, so got to be happy there. Just not a whole lot of points for Hunter. Still 3-2. I think he's got some of the lowest points scored for his team this year, but obviously at 3-2, he's had the least amount of points scored against him. Just great scheduling. Over here, you playing Wade, you know you're probably going to get a lot of points dropped on you. The team's just been done really well this year. Obviously, the 2 stud receivers doing their thing, giving you about 60 points there. Kyler with 17, Miles Sanders with 12, which is a low week for him this year. Eckler with 43. I mean, there's not much else to say. And Njoku, who he got waiver wire, 15. He's had a few good weeks. Now, I mean, it looks like a pretty good pickup. 24. I think Wade picked him up after that, though. 10 and 25. So 12.5 a week since the pickup, I think. Not too shabby. Christian Kirk with 2. Obviously replace him pretty easily. Raheem Mostert, Michael Carter. I mean, I know Breece Hall did well, but Michael Carter still has been getting his out there. So Wade's fine. Best defense in the league. 0 at the kicker, but on the flip side, Devontae Adams finally had a really good game for Jason. Interesting to see if he gets a suspension or anything. I don't know if they're going to have any kind of league punishment for him. At the end of the game, Breece Hall had like 200 yards, all-purpose yards or something in that game. Really well. Jacoby Myers, I don't think you see that every week, but still. Jason had 106 on his bench. Could have definitely put some guys in here and made it a ball game. Tough, but doing better than me this year. Anyways, let's get into next week's matchups here. Like I said, trying to get this done pretty quick. Oh, don't give me this.
I used the wrong paint.
I mean, this is ridiculous. Anyways, so as it stands right now, which I've been sitting at 6 upholds, so this isn't going to be my team, obviously. And I just ain't been able to push mine through yet because it's been at 6 approves or upholds. Just waiting for that 7th, guys. But it's going to be Aaron Rodgers against Josh Allen. Obviously, I don't have Dalvin Cook anymore. Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb's obviously the number 1 running back this year in the league. So I'll have the number 1 quarterback, number 1 running back. Won't have A.J. Brown anymore. Sun God is on a bye week, but I have Mike Williams in there. I probably have to start Garrett Wilson. I don't hate, but Zach's got to throw him the ball. We need that Wilson-to-Wilson combination. Higbee, who's questionable, but he's done really well for me this year. Obviously, he's no Travis Kelce. Got to hope that the Miami receivers they're probably not going to get the deep routes. I mean, the way the Minnesota plays that like slacked off coverage, I don't know how many bombs you can be able to throw against that, but you can get you a lot of receptions with a lot of yards still against that defense. T. Higgins questionable. A.J. Dillon. I don't know what the actual projections are going to be once my new team's in. Obviously, I've got the advantage right now. I'm not big on Hunter's team this year. I think he's a little down. I think once my team's full go, D-Hop, no bye weeks for Sun God, I think I've got one of the better teams. But I think it'll be a close matchup this week with my buys, and we'll see. I think Josh Allen scores a lot, though, this week. It's this redemption game. Retribution. Probably going to put up 60 on KC. But we'll see. Good matchup here. That's what it looks like. 125, 127. Must have some guys on buys. Derrick Henry's on a bye. And then Dameon Pierce is on a bye. So two of their stud running backs on buys. Definitely like Pat Mahomes, Warren Carson Wentz. Fournette, Kenneth Walker. I mean, it's just great having that. Jeff Wilson Jr. against Antonio Gibson. I mean, these guys are still got pretty good teams with their studs on the bench. But I'm gonna stay with Billy on this one. I kind of need Billy. I need like the top guys really to keep these guys with 2 wins down, just so I can finally get my second win. And then where I've got the points scored, you know, I gotta start chipping my way back. But I'm gonna go with Billy on this one. Tibbs against Skeens. Obviously, this isn't gonna be Tibbs' final team. I guess he's got some buys this week too, don't he? I feel like he's gonna put. I don't know. I don't know if he puts Joey B in or not. He's had Geno in there. Obviously, he's gonna have Dalvin Cook here, which will give him another 20 points, 20-some points, like right there on his projection. That'd be, I don't know, 134, something like that. 133, I think, maybe 134. I think it's like 21.6. He's gonna get rid of Juju, put AJ Brown in there, so that's probably like a 6-point swing. I don't know what Juju's projection is, but probably after he sets his lineup, he's gonna have an overall of, 140 or more. I don't hate Jared's team. I'm still not in love with it as like a top 6 team in our league. I do like what Tibbs did with his team. You're banking on, he's going with the Joey B, Jamar Chase combo. Can't be mad at it. Proved to be a real good option last year. So I don't blame him. I'm going to go with Tibbs this week. Don't really care who wins this one. I mean, I'd say Jared has the less amount of points scored on the year, so if Tibbs wins, I'll easily catch Jared and go past him on playoff projection. This is matchup of the week for sure. This is 2 of the dogs in the league, 2 of the high scores. I mean, look at the projection alone, 147.9 against 146.4. Any bye weeks, any kind of, we're getting fully healthy squads here. Yeah, so both at full strength. He went with Patriots D going against Cleveland instead of the Bills defense going against KC. I get the strategy. I think Bills is only projected. It's hard for a defense to score points in fantasy anyways. And if you go against an offense as good as KC's, especially once we get up by like 30 or 40, they're going to be passing a lot. They'll probably still get a lot of yards on us. So I don't blame them. And Patriots defense looked real good. But Cleveland might run all over them. You never know. But one thing is, if you're playing Cleveland, that clock churns. There's not a lot of stoppage because they do like to run the ball. Who am I going to go with? Let's see, Jalen at Dallas. It's a tough defense. But He's got Miles Sanders at Dallas. Denver's defense does play well, but I'm gonna go Wade with the upset, and then put them both at 5-1. Which I wouldn't call it an upset, but I'm gonna go Wade with the win. Put them both at 5-1. Interesting to see who has the most points scored after this week between these two. Obviously, them and Billy are the top dogs in the scoring department for our league. But Wade, and I think it's within 10 points this week between the two of them. Go over here to Rick and Jason. Obviously, not a big projection over here for Rick. Jason at 130. I think Jason wins. I mean, let's just be honest. Breece Hall's in the lineup now. He put Jacoby Myers in. He's got Devontae Adams on a bye. I mean, Jason's just got the better team. It's just, like I said, it's hard for Rick to do much. He's got injuries. Just doesn't have a great team anymore. And then, you got a lot of bye. Yeah, Josh Jacobs on a bye. Missing. That's rough. So obviously Zach with nobody really worth anything on bye weeks, with a pretty good projection over Duty, I'd say he does win. Lamar in New York, which I mean Brown Dable and them boys been playing well. Jonathan Taylor, if he's back playing, that Jacksonville defense is pretty tough though. Tyreek Hill, still without the quarterback. I don't know. I mean, I could see Duty pulling off an upset here. Scoring, I think he scores above his projection anyways. I think that's a very low projection for him. Interesting to see that he's got Benjamin in over James Conner. That might switch if James Conner's gonna play. Is he projected? I guess I can't see his projection. He didn't practice Thursday though, so we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Zach. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with Duty. I'm gonna say the upset happens. His team goes way above projections this week, and this team goes way below. But I think it really just depends on this man right here, if he plays or not. But that's pretty much all I got for that. We're gonna do this real quick. We're gonna go to League Home. I'm gonna edit the poll. I'm gonna do this. If I could type. My gosh. I doubt there's going to be a vote for this guy. Alright. And then let's look at our standings. See where we go here. Points for Adam's still in the lead with 797. Wade right behind him, 17 points back. Billy Jack has now gone up to first place in the side pot standings at 747, with Zach right behind him at 734. I think I am next. Yeah, 683. Jared is a seat above me, and I've scored 120 more points than him this year. Interesting to see. Scored 80 more points than Jason. So scored 70 more points than Duty, 70 more points than Baker, 60 more points than Tibbs. Only 20 more points than Rick. Rick's been scoring a lot of points, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore now they got rid of the GOAT. But I think this will switch up. Obviously, I think this guy, no offense, I think he's going to be down here. Not big on these two teams anyways. We'll see. I mean, every team's got potential. I think Baker's team honestly jumps up to the top 6 or 7 teams. Hunter, I mean, he's only had 575 points scored against him this year. I think he's honestly more of a 7 through 9 or 10 team right now. He's got to make a trade. He's got to do some stuff too. I mean, I think I float around 5 or 6, but I don't know if I can get that high starting at 1-4. We'll see. 4-game losing streak. Jason on a 3-gamer. Zach's looking rough. 2-game losing streak. But we'll see what happens. The projected playoff bracket. Obviously, me and Jared in the consolation, and Duty and Jason. 1 seed is Adam going against Baker right now, which would be a pretty good matchup, but I think Adam would toast him. I think Zach would beat Hunter, and then be the brotherly matchup there. I think Wade obviously beats Rick, which Rick won't be there. And then the Wade and Billy Jack matchup here, which this will be interesting now that the trades have been made. Like I said, I think Tibbs' team is a lot better and can compete with just about anybody. I mean, it just depends on the week with a lot of guys who does what. But I think kickoff here is in about 2 minutes, so I'm gonna get this uploaded and, like I said, get used to the videos again because we're back. And then we're wedding planning. I'm married now, so we're good. Back to the videos. Alright, I'll see y'all.